stuff I had to go through. And we all go through things in our lives. But like I said, when people look at you, they're waiting for you to either blow up or keep you calm. There is a man by the name of William Hung. Anyone ever heard of William Hung? Mm-hmm. Everyone heard of William Hung, right? Mm-hmm. This is my case in point. This man got on American Idol. You know that? This man got on American Idol. She bangs, she moves. This man sang probably the worst rendition of any song in the history of the show. Maybe arguable, that's up for debate. But this was the worst thing that season. So bad that he became the poster child for people who could not sing and dance. Now, other folk got on that show, knew they couldn't sing, knew they were going on and embarrass themselves, did it, and they got upset when they got clowned. Got upset when someone was like, you sound like someone's beating a dead cat. Got upset when Randy laughed. I mean, even Paula tried not to laugh at folk, and she had to laugh at Simon. Folk got up there, did their thing, knew they was wrong, and they got upset, wanted to throw soda on Simon, wanted to act a fool. What did William Hung do? All right, he justified it at first. I have had no person. I'm an engineering student at Berkeley. An Asian student majoring in engineering at Berkeley in California. Whew. What makes you think you can sing? But then after that, that's really the only thing they hype. The fact that he fessed up, that he fessed up, I don't have any skill in this. I have no training. He fessed up to that. That's the only thing they hyped in the commercials. That's the thing they focused on the show. He can't sing it. He knows he can't sing it. He got on it anyway. But what were the two things he said immediately after that? And I think this right here is most important. He said, I tried my best, and I have no regrets. This man had a particular attitude about his performance on the show. Then I did what I could do, and I've got no regrets. This is all I am. And he walked off, they showed him little high waters, walking off with his backpack. And as a result, look at this man. Singing at basketball games with dancers behind him. Singing coaches. Dance coaches. This man, his album already dropped. Billboard has top 40. You know where he debuted? At number 5. This man can't, I can sing better than him. And that's not saying a lot. And he will probably make more money in this year than I may make in my entire life. Is that fair? That's not fair. But check his attitude. His attitude turns out to, his attitude determines his altitude. This man is going up. He's going beyond. He's going far. William Hung, he's a household name. And he hasn't saved the rainforest. He hasn't told black people how to unite. He hasn't taught Bush that you need to learn to read and write. He hasn't done anything of considerable value to society, but he's a household name. I'm not hating on him. I'm just showing you something. Check out that man's attitude, and how does that translate into leadership? Well, what John Beatty said, well, in an African context, and for us in an African American context, that doesn't work. Your individuality means nothing to the whole. It is an element. So he said, I am because we are. And because we are, therefore I am. So now my existence is intrinsically tied to your development, to your well-being, to your good. And that's where our leadership, in terms of our attitude, that's where it needs to be. You were not in these positions because you was the best thing since sliced bread. You did not get elected because you was the best orator in the class. You may think that is the case. You did not get elected because you were the handsomest. the cutest, dress the best. We think to a certain extent that these elections are popularity contests, but that's just an excuse for people who don't vote. But for the people who vote, they want that vote to represent the person they want representing them in student government. So because you're here, it's to represent them. I am because we are therefore I am. So keep that in mind. Let that guide your attitude in how you deal with yourselves as senators, as student government members, and how you deal with the students who represent you. That is a very important piece. So you've got to understand, you are not here because the students owe you. You are here because you owe the students. So be mindful of your influences. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to. I do not watch Pimp My Crib, How's My Ride, all that stuff. I don't watch it. I refuse. It is, in my estimation, egotistical for someone to sit up there and show me they got a whole carpet made out of mint. They got gold laced on their toilet bowl. Does that gold on a toilet bowl make you taking a crap feel any better than if it was just porcelain? I'm sorry, I talk about these issues because if you think about what I said earlier, affecting the people, guiding and helping them. We got kids growing up thinking that if they watch Pimp My Ride, Cribs, and How I'm Living, that they can attain the same things. But those shows cut out something very important. They cut out what they did to get to that point. So now we watch the show and we're hypnotized by the affluence that we see. But we can't have that unless we do what they did. But then there's another factor there. Doing what they did and being as successful, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. To be a basketball star, to be a football star, to go in and get a record contract, go out and stand on outside. Was it last year you had a building that got struck by lightning? You on campus? Yeah. Anyone on campus in the last 4 years get a record deal? One building struck by lightning once. Last 4 years, how many students come through here? Who got record deals? Just to give you an example, it is hard work, y'all. And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. All I'm saying is watch what you put inside because it governs what you get outside. Input, output. It's as simple as that. So mind your influences. You want to watch it? Great. But if that's all you watch, there's a problem. If you can't watch CNN, there's an issue. If you can't watch MSNBC and see what's going on in the world, you have a concern. If you can't watch CNBC and see what money's doing and how money's making money, there's a problem. If when you play spades, all you talk about is what baby had in his mansion, there's an issue. Don't want to talk about nothing else. So your influence, very important. So you're setting yourself up for something powerful. Now, you're building up this power for what? Injustice is the enemy to any organized people, any peaceful people, any God-fearing people. Any injustice is an enemy to the people. So if you in your leadership position, with your positive mindset, made up the decision that you are going to attack injustice fearlessly, without caring who's there, who's watching, what they have to say, you are fighting on behalf of your people. By default. There's no getting around that. You have people who are struggling to live, struggling to eat, struggling to pay child support. You may not be able to handle it by yourself. You may not even solve the problem. But work on their behalf. And whatever you do, if you're here studying economics and you don't put that knowledge to use on how the black community can stop spending their hundreds of billions of dollars a year in everyone else's community, and you're an economist, there's an issue. You have to be so upset with Ms. Mercer if she goes and becomes a very successful doctor in whatever field that she studies and concentrates in, if it's pediatrics, if it's whatever. And there's no link to the people. But I don't have to worry about that with her because she's been oriented. I know where she comes from. But you become a doctor, and 2/3 of the world's AIDS epidemic is in sub-Saharan Africa. You can't say a peep about that. You're a researcher, and you want to talk about the disparities of diabetes in black people as opposed to everyone else, and you don't want to talk about that? You're an SO or a teacher, and you can't address why children in the inner city cannot read, and they're at the 6th grade level? These are injustices, y'all, and we've got to go after them, because the reality is a lot of our leaders are sitting there and they're masturbating, I'm telling you. They're playing with their sex organs, they're feeling good, they got these positions. Oh, Bush won't come speak to us at our conference. Oh, Bush can't speak to us at our conference. Oh, who cares? Bush is not going to solve the problems in the inner city. So until your convention addresses those things, as opposed to his speech, then what the hell are you addressing? Our world, not just black, but our world is going to hell. And our leadership can't say anything. You can't say anything. You have got to attack this thing called injustice. It makes no sense in your degree. And to take all of this leadership to put on your resume and go get a job. That's a good bottom line. Now don't get me wrong. I don't think revolutionaries should be broke, starving, and poor. I don't think because you fight on behalf of people that means you can't eat. I don't think you need to meditate everything into a higher consciousness. You need food and money in this world. You meditate too long and live off the air, you will be in a higher consciousness. But there's a balance. So you can do that. You gotta attack this thing.